GM, everybody. Hi again. Welcome back to Nouns on the Air, live with Optoshi and Sheffo. That's right. We come live on YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Twitch 3 times a week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at different times. But we make the announcement a little bit beforehand. So if you're not already subscribing to our YouTube, that is the best place to watch the stream. And definitely subscribe because you will get notifications when we go live on these days. Today it is 5 p.m. here in New York. We spent a little bit of extra time getting ready for this pod because we have another amazing achievement that we've unlocked. We have gotten our lovely co-host, not lovely, our amazing, handsome co-host, Sheffo. We put him in HD. So now he looks really good on camera. Let's go ahead and test out this new tech. GM Sheffo, how's it going?
GM Abtoshi, it's going really well. We're just trying to, look sharp here. It's nice to use the B camera in ways that it can do and do things with it. So, we're learning as we go, and I'm super excited. I think it looks awesome, and it's just like a whole lot of fun. So thank you for figuring that out. We had to run over to B&H Photo, and as a photographer and film person, I really, really have always wanted to go here for like almost 20 years. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, definitely. And the equipment that we bought for the prop was from B&H, and it was all shipped out of New York. And so like to come here is kind of magical. We did not know that they closed at 2 today, so we will have to go back. We got caught in the rainstorm, the traffic, but it was amazing to just see millions of dollars worth of equipment right there, and you can all like play with it, ask questions, and they have this incredible system that goes over the whole store where the packages are being delivered on these like conveyor belts. And man, it was really wild. Maybe we'll do some social media from there. I think on Sunday, but yes, the stream is looking good.
Sounds good. I was just getting my first message out there
Yeah,
to tell
I
people
was going to do
to
the same thing.
share the stream. Oh, now that we are both in the middle, let me just adjust
Yeah.
this talking little bubble. We do love having the chat on screen, you guys, because 2 reasons. I haven't quite figured out how to. Oh wait, what is going on here? I can like hear myself talking on the stream. We haven't quite figured out how to get like a bigger chat screen up. That is my next goal because I want to be able to read everything that's happening in real time. But we do see what you guys are typing here to us. We see it live, so it's awesome to have you guys here, and we love when our chat comments with us. I was gonna say it's kind of an unknown kind of rogue sponsor that we do have. You might see like we have like the Rode mics, like we have these like great sponsors, but it really all did truly come from B&H Photos. So shout out B&H.
Yeah, amazing.
Thank you for making our live stream incredible and for letting us kind of use you guys as a tool to learn more. And honestly, today we were there at the B&H.
Yep.
We were trying to explain what we needed, like to get this second camera going, having a multi-camera scene, like there's tons of different solutions, just kind of depending on what you got going on. There is a better solution we want to do next, but this is perfect for now. But as we were kind of explaining the whole thing with someone that worked there, they're like, oh, wow, like you guys know what you're talking about. Like, oh, you have a live stream, like you have a weekly podcast. Like I do not envy you. Like that is a full-time job. But it was cool to kind of hear from someone that was working there that we, based on what we were saying and all the equipment that we have, like it's just one of those moments where
it was cool.
after all this learning, you kind of have this like recognition of like, okay, we have learned.
Yeah, definitely.
We can keep learning. We have so much to learn, but there's been crazy mountains that have been climbed, and now we sit at the peaks looking down on all of our amazing work, all the equipment that we have. It's a long far cry from episode 1, I will tell you that. So we are here, episode 26. Thank you guys for always tuning in. We have some great things to talk about today, but more specifically geared around the fact that we are in Tribeca, New York for the Tribeca Film Fest. We saw our first film last night. We are here on this like tail end last week of all of these films being debuted. So we're going to talk about that, but I think it's going to be a great way to talk about how NounsDAO itself sponsors this type of work, media projects, films, animations. So we're really excited to get to all that too. But of course, we always start the
Do we
show.
get to watch some stuff?
Oh, we're gonna watch some stuff. I definitely think, like, even after traveling to NFT Brazil, we were still asking people, like, have you heard of the Rose Parade? And they hadn't even seen that activation happen yet. So we have a lot of awesome content to show you guys of these examples within NounsDAO of people who have gotten funding for film, art, media, and these types of things. So what the heck is NounsDAO? Nouns is a DAO. You guys know this if you watch our stream. If you are joining us for the first time, let me get to here. This is the main sponsor, our primary sponsor on the show. They are the reason this podcast, Nouns on the Air, exists. We have nouns on the air because a noun, you know, if you go out and ask the world, most people will say it's a person, place, or thing.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Sorry, my throat.
Most people will say it's a person, place, or thing. And so Nouns on the Air is exactly that. It's us following our proposal that we did with the nouns around the world to all these different events, highlighting all the people, places, and things that have happened along the way and will happen as we sort of, you know, get down to future events and what will go down there. But all of this is only possible because of Nouns. We got our full funding through Nouns up until this point. And how this has happened is there's one nouns auction every single day. So that's what you're looking at right here on the screen. That is a noun for the day. That is the lightning bolt head noun.
Nice.
I like with the upside down exclamation mark. So this noun is going to get auctioned off, and ooh, nice. I checked in earlier and I only saw the one ETH bid, but it is a 24-hour auction.
Nice.
You could go in there right now if you have a wallet address and you can make a bid on this noun. If you have the winning bid, looks like you'd have to beat 27.7 ETH right now. You win this noun. And then all of that ETH goes into this treasury that you're seeing up here. And that treasury is able to get access. It's sitting right now. Oh, it is up a little bit today. Thank goodness. $49.5 million right now, this treasury, 28,749 Ethereum, and a brand new prop that I see up. We have 313 props that have gone up into nouns so far. And the really cool thing about that is a lot of them have been funded, and specifically in a niche with like media and film and stuff too. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about specifically today, including our prop, which was funded and has a film element. It is the whole reason we are here in Tribeca for this film fest. I do also want to shout out really quick Andrea, our friend, that we will be seeing in ETH Waterloo for the first time. She is helping.
Very cool.
The Nouns cool little community thing that happens at all of the ETH global events around the world.
Cool.
She had reached out to me, and she is actually doing a Noun-ish like dance contest this weekend. So if you guys are in Los Angeles, you're going to want to get down. Wait, here's the flyer on the screen, but let me get a better.
Are you participating in the contest, Abtoshi?
Well, we're not in Los Angeles.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna lie about. I haven't seen.
Let's see.
Like we've done some dancing, you know, at like NFT after, but like you're not like a crazy dancer.
No. But Andrea,
I don't even think I've showed you all my dance moves.
That's probably gonna take some time for us to experience that together. Okay, wait, here we go. It's a dance battle to all house music in East Hollywood.
Sick.
Great area. Love that area.
Sick.
And besides the battle, there's also going to be raffles and giveaways by Nouns and other supporters. So it is
Amazing.
a Noun-sponsored thing. The Noun community that I'm talking about at the ETH Global events is called Nouns Fair. That is where we will be doing our live podcast from ETH Waterloo next Friday. So a week from today. Get excited.
That's exciting.
I know.
That's really
There's
exciting.
a lot going on, you guys. A lot of exciting things, but this dance contest, if you're in East Hollywood, go make it happen.
Maybe we'll definitely
go make it happen.
Learn some cool proper dance moves when we're in Waterloo. Then it sounds like
exactly. Andrea, you have to teach us how to dance. That's your only cost for shouting you out on the podcast.
Right.
Please teach me one cool trick. One like party trick dance move would be epic. Just like one move I could bust out every single time. No, but truly, all jokes aside, I'm really excited for your event. And thank you so much for sending this to us. I wish we were there.
We can
we are the best cheerleaders.
We can show the event. Like I'm sure they're gonna take pictures and videos and stuff. So we'll show them on the live stream whenever they have those.
Yes. Oh, you should actually. That's a really good idea. Like, you should
Thank
have your
you.
phone or someone filming you, Andrea. And if you get some type of video together, we will live stream it when that's ready. So we would love to do that. Shout out to you for being freaking cool and awesome. Let me get us back up here. Hi to everybody in the chat. It's awesome to see you guys here. I also need to figure out my last thing for the stream, just my like OCD-ness thing of how I want to keep making this live stream better and better. I have to figure out how to have like a scheduled event
Yeah.
so everybody like really knows whether or not you're subscribed to our YouTube, which is the best way, by the way. If you put on the bell and notifications, you see every single time we go live. But if that's not for you and you're not like a YouTube person, we do want to set up a way to have scheduled events like on the LinkedIn and Twitter and things too. So
Yeah.
we're working on it, but it's so good to see you guys here. And I just love that you guys know when we go live and we have so many cool things to watch today. Okay. The other thing that we should talk about before we go into Nouns, right, and all the films type of things that they have sponsored, I think we should talk about in general this current state of the industry of like film festivals and like, are there crypto films here? Are there films about NFTs? This is very important because as you can see from like one of the very first funded proposals for Nouns for a film, it was like the first ever NFT funded film in Europe. That was not too long ago. So that was just last year.
Yeah.
So it's a new realm. There's not even like a category for like crypto, you know? It's mostly like documentaries about a person or character development or a thing happening, an event within the crypto world. But there are such documentaries that have premiered this year in Tribeca Film Fest. I will pull those up right now. We saw one last night. It was called This Is Not Financial Advice. Okay.
Great title.
This is not financial advice. It was about none other than Pro the Doge, the Slum Doge millionaire, as you guys might know him on Twitter. I have seen this guy all over my feed and on Twitter for so long, and I just kind of thought he was this like Dogecoin millionaire, but it gets way deeper than that. Honestly, this documentary follows 4 individuals throughout crypto in the whole industry, through the Dogecoin, you know, whole event that happened from beginning to end. They've been
one of
filming.
the characters is trading mana.
Okay. Oh yes, yes, yes.
And God, the other character, I'm sorry, I can't remember what they
The other
were
character was more of like
trading.
Kayla. Kayla was on TikToks doing.
Oh right. No, the other character
Let's
was
see,
like
here's-
trading on the stock market and making like, doing it in traditional ways, but like influencing his local community because he was buying back the block.
Yeah, so he was doing like traditional
cool.
stock market things.
It was like kind of making a point that like,
to go slow and steady as opposed to like all
also
in.
that there are other markets besides crypto, even though crypto is new, and like the movie was kind of about how this roller coaster of volatility, and the upsides and downsides to that. The one of the characters was like pretty much there in the movie to show as a counterbalance, that traditional markets, might be a better route, or I think maybe the fair thing to say is diversity in your portfolio is a healthy way to go.
I tried to find a trailer for this. I don't think it's out yet. I know that the film itself debuted here in Tribeca.
But just like the film, this is not financial advice.
Just like the film, this is not financial advice. You guys know that.
Everybody knows that.
You know that. But I do have to tell you that it was the first inside look I had into who I believe was the main character of the film, which was Pro the Doge.
So he would come into your stream, like this guy would come
Well,
into
yeah,
your
he's like a NFT influencer.
I bought
he's
some
a
Doge.
crypto Twitter influencer.
I told you this story last night. I bought some Doge right around the same time and got totally wrecked. Like after Elon went on Saturday Night Live, and
well, that's like
that
this
was
documentary
crazy.
kind of follows that story, and I don't really want to ruin it for you guys.
Oh,
I
sure.
really want you guys to watch this film, but if you were around crypto Twitter during that time, you kind of know exactly what went down. And a lot of people made some money on Dogecoin. And this is this particular person's story about that. But you get a real inside look. Apparently, the cameraman, one of the directors, their partner lived a couple blocks away from Pro the Doge, who is in Hollywood at the time.
Well,
and he would like go over to his house early in the morning. So they have these epic shots of him like waking up. you know?
Well, the directors were there last night, Abtoshi. So
Yeah.
we got to hear it firsthand from the directors. They
Mm-hmm.
actually had a chance to introduce the film, and then there was like a kind of like a question and answer thing afterwards. But that was amazing to really like get that feeling, and to just hear some of their little like stories of being in crypto.
Oh my gosh. And good to see representation of crypto, in general
Yeah,
at this film festival. I think that's kind of what we were searching for
the movie
to
was sold
see.
out.
The movie was sold out for all 3 screenings.
Yeah.
It was a smaller theater, but really cool. And like, yeah, the directors were there.
The
And I
most
thought they did such
comfortable
a good job.
seats ever. Like press the button and the little seats went up. It was freaking the best.
Yeah, and someone had said like this really takes you on a roller coaster ride of emotions, and I would say that there are, it's quirky. There's happy moments. There's like funny moments with these characters, and then you're definitely sort of taken on this ride because a lot of money is discussed and in fluctuation for all these different characters throughout the entire movie. So this is not financial advice. Do what you can to look them up. I just followed
Going
them
to
on
watch
Twitter.
the movie though is advice. You should totally go watch the movie.
Yes, yes, yes.
It was awesome, and we really enjoyed it. We're going to see another one tonight. It's not a crypto movie. It's more of a like a different style of documentary, more of like a rockumentary,
Yep.
which I kind of think we're making in a way. And maybe we'll talk more about that and stuff like as we get closer. But I'm really excited about that, to see that style. Yeah, last night was really interesting. It was kind of like more of a traditional documentary style where there would be like interviews and
Yep.
people kind of sharing their opinion,
Animations coming in
animations
throughout the
coming in
story.
and out. Yeah, so it had like kind of like a traditional interactive documentary kind of element to it, which was great. It kind of really, and one of the things that the director talked about was they were artistically doing some of those things, especially with the graphic part,
Mm-hmm.
to make it feel like that frantic frenzy feeling that I guess people do experience when they're buying
Mm-hmm.
and looking at their wallets and stuff like this. And so
Was everyone
yeah,
kind of just experienced with this last
yeah,
whole coin, craze that's not, I don't think it's like took off and then is dead now. I think people are definitely still trading coins right now, but definitely during this Dogecoin era, there was that whole thing. Like Pro the Doge got famous because
mm,
he would live stream every single day, and still puts those videos up on YouTube too. So it was kind of cool for a lot of reasons.
yeah,
People can have their opinions about anybody, but I always like to just view how I'm like perceiving a person based off of like their actions and stuff. And I kind of was looking at him more of like, this content creator, and to see someone continuing to make content, we know how freaking hard that is. Like, so from that point of view, like getting a world into a view into his world on
yeah,
what that looks like, I found very interesting. He also has like these kind of quirky things. Of course, I like don't want to ruin the movie for you guys, but it was good, and for me, really highlighted the fact that we need to be more than ever highlighting characters within crypto Twitter, within the NFT world, so that people can start learning about this industry through stories of other people who are
yeah,
involved in it.
yeah,
So that's exactly what we're doing with our film. We're following around us while we're traveling and doing these events, but in that, we tend to quite often meet huge character type, amazing people all around the world. And so the more that we can introduce ourselves to others in the normal world, the more that people can see that this is just like an industry, just like every other one.
well, and I mean, we're kind of already talking about it, right, a little bit, and so like let's maybe take a second and expand on that. So like, as we kind of expected, there was some of this fear, uncertainty, and doubt type of vibes to it, as well as this like
To the documentary.
yeah, the one we
Okay,
saw
yeah, yeah,
last
yeah,
night,
yeah.
a little bit of like hopium, that kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
which is like that was, that's what it was designed to be like. And that's
Mm-hmm.
was also, it's interesting because that documentaries are like you're capturing a moment in time for whatever you're shooting. And so
Mm-hmm.
in that particular case, like that was one of the main things that was happening at the time in crypto, and
Mm-hmm.
literally made its way to the mainstream media, to Saturday Night Live. And so within that, that's like, it's to be expected that that's the documentary that you would see coming out from that. And I think they did a good job, really capturing that moment in time, even though we're seeing it, however, like a year later,
Mm-hmm.
because it just takes time to put it together at the end. But, in our particular case, we are not doing any of that fear um, and uncertainty kind of stuff. And, I'm excited about that. I think that um,
Me
I
as
don't
well.
think that I don't think that's who we are. I don't think we would know how to do that. That's not like who we are. And so inherently, that's just not, and that's not our experience. And that's not like the types of people that we work with. And those aren't the types of events that we go to. And that's not the type of, stuff. And so within that, like I believe, are probably going to be making one of the first positive, like, NFT and crypto stories. And I think that there's like an obvious reason that it's an origin point to nouns. For anyone who like knows about nouns, it's just like makes sense. And anyone who's had a chance to, you know, hang out with us and get to know us, whether like online or in person, knows that that also makes sense, for who you are and who I am. And
Well,
so,
and just
yeah,
honestly, this live stream has always been this way as well.
yeah,
We talked about in the first couple of episodes as we're starting to segment everything out. We're like, we want to be the positive voice, because there are already so many other types of voices, but there are very many positive things that happen because of crypto Twitter, because of the NFT world, because of these conferences that we go
yeah,
to, because of these hackathons, because of the people that we meet and the communities that we get to be introduced to and be a part of. And that should be highlighted. That is the story to me.
definitely,
You know,
definitely. And, it's not like, I mean, there's a lot of realness to it, like, and that'll come out, and like, but it's not like, I don't know, trying to be something it's not, like, it's, I just think that documenting the actual experience, like, is interesting and shows mechanisms and can be like this onboarding tool that it's obviously supposed to be, and within that still be like entertaining and captivating and intimate. And I'm just really excited to do that. And I think that, we can envision it, and we talk about it every day, and, we shoot it every day. Um, but yeah, I think as we get closer and closer, that'll just continue to feel really, um, that'll be like a really clear feeling that we will continue to have as we put it together.
and I think it was
Yeah.
obvious too from the premiere that we went to last night of This Is Not Financial Advice, that the people in the audience had the biggest reactions to just, this character development, to things that these characters would say,
Mm.
to events and actions that these characters were going through, to these characters making money, to these characters losing money. Like, it's really about how people are associating themselves with people. And the interesting thing about our documentary is that we are all over the world. And I just really, truly feel like there's going to be a point where anyone can find somebody in this film that they can relate to.
Mm.
Again, I do have a favorite line from this movie already. This is not financial advice, but I don't want to ruin the movie for you guys. And so
Yeah, you can't
we
give
will
away
wait.
your favorite line.
If we get more info on when that is going to go down,
Yeah,
the
and
actual trailer, we will
absolutely,
tell you guys.
absolutely. And it was a chance to also see, uh, like a distribution mechanism through film festivals. They pretty much
Mm-hmm.
said, the directors were saying that it's like a pretty much the world premiere at Tribeca. And so last
Yeah.
night was its third and last screening, so it's only been seen 3 times. And that's fascinating. They didn't mention a single thing about minting it as an NFT, or anything like that. And so I think it's, one of these things to be determined as to, how these films continue to be distributed in the, the current distribution environment, because it's like a really large, complicated distribution environment with lots of options and, lots of steps and processes. And so
Well, and we do
film
see
festivals is one of them.
creators getting more creative in
Yeah.
the NFT world with like minting of their
Yeah.
documentaries or animations, or and like making them open
Yep.
editions. But I do believe that there is still an immediately necessary place for these types of films to make it to normal film festivals.
Well, we even saw kind of like our first Noun-ish um, experience with film showing, and that's what we're going to kind of. We looked at it the other day, and we'll look at more stuff here today. But
Are you talking about the Nouns shorts?
yeah, the short shorts, like that was like a film debut. It was a one night premiere essentially of a bunch of shorts, and I think that's a very repeatable model, and I think that it would be pretty easy to do NFT ticketing. And so I think that that kind of got us thinking in that direction when it comes to how we could potentially screen this movie, because at the end of the day, it could be obviously like put on YouTube or put on Twitter
Yep.
or put on some other platform and shared that way. And perhaps it will be, but I think also it could be interesting to experiment with some other distribution mechanisms, especially in the beginning, like first 6 months to a year of distributing the film. But
Yep. And then also,
We'll-
I just
we'll have
wanted to talk about another
figure that out.
film that we didn't get the chance to see because its last night was also the same time as This is Financial Advice, or
Yeah.
sorry, This is Not Financial Advice. We chose that one over it. But there is another NFT film that was here called Minted. Minted, spotlight documentary. So was This is Not Financial Advice. You can see Beeple right there in the photo. In this gripping documentary, director Nicholas Bruckman masterfully delves into the intricate and often perplexing world of the $40 billion NFT digital art sphere. Wow, I didn't know that was its like market cap. Chronicling its meteoric rise and eventual fall. I think this is why we chose to see This is Not Financial Advice over Minted, because like eventual fall, it's like it hasn't fallen, guys. Like it just seemed a little bit more like very FUD based of someone trying to like prove that
Well,
NFTs are not the
it's
way
the
or
same.
something.
I mean, it's the same thing. Like, I mean, the other one last night, like I said, was a little fucking scary. Like watching people get wrecked and lose millions. Like that's terrifying. And not to mention like other people that didn't lose millions, they lost tens of thousands and this, that, and the other. And so, seeing a coin market cap get crushed is, can be hard for people. And so that was that last night. But
Yep.
yeah, like, I'm sure The Minted is a great movie. I can't wait to watch it. I think that again, it's probably will fall into some type of like, less than positive category. And so that's just not that's just not the story we're telling.
Yeah, we are trying to make it a habit of like really trying to see these stories that could relate to things that we are feeling, so we can see how other people are doing it. It's always a great thing to do. Also, shout out and GM to Gabriel, our homie in Brazil. Shout out Brazil. We freaking miss you guys more than anything.
We got a couple folks in here. Great, wonderful.
It's awesome to see you guys. Okay, so those were like the two main ones. There also was an NFT pass to Tribeca Film Fest because their main sponsor was OKX. And like, actually, while we're sitting here, I'm just gonna go here really quick. Let me find that trailer. That's the one thing I didn't get. There's a trailer for OKX from this Tribeca thing. Wait, I'm gonna actually just go to you for a second.
It's a well done trailer. They did great on that one. Yeah, they're the premier sponsor for the event. And I think that is also super interesting. And I think they have it listed on their Twitter. Yeah, it's kind of, one of these like subtle moments that you see in crypto where crypto companies find their way into mainstream things that are happening. I think that those are all very bullish signs for crypto. even with everything going on. But I guess it's not so much of a crypto podcast. It kind of is a little bit of a crypto podcast.
Damn, I couldn't
not
find
really.
it. There was this really cool like OKX ad that they were playing before the movie premiered. I'm sure they're playing it before all of them. They were the premium sponsor of this.
Yeah.
As I was trying to find the trailer of this ad, I saw that they were also like a sponsor of Sundance. That is really cool to see because again, hello, complete integration with the NFT world in these old school film festivals. Tribeca itself was founded by Robert De Niro. When we were in con, actually, we were out one night after one of the con like premieres, like one of the very, very last nights, and we ended up meeting a Frenchman who had been working with con for like 27 years. And so he was on this team that chose all these specific awards. But after that, I was like telling him we were going to go to Tribeca Film Festival, and I was showing him Tribeca. He's like, never heard of it. So no matter where you are in the world, you know, just keep that in mind that there's somebody that hasn't heard of you yet. There's so many film festivals out there, but these are two giants in this realm. And for the OKX, you know, and NFTs to be entering in this way, that's huge. So with this NFT pass, you could go to specific premieres. There were lounges, there were talks, and I think you got to go to like this like Web3 meetup, which I believe happened like the night that we arrived here, and so we were not able to attend. We're going to try to make all of the other movies that we can, but really, really cool, in my opinion, that NFTs are such a huge part of this. I think the reason we really wanted to focus on movies and media during this episode was for you guys to see if you guys have any interest in that, if that's where your talents lie, if you make films, if you make short films, if you make animations, just like we saw with the Nouns shorts, and you have yet to sort of bring yourself forward into the Nouns ecosystem, I would highly suggest that all of these videos we're about to show you, you can connect with anyone on their team to see if they want to do a collab or something. But most of all, like ask us if any questions. And you know, I believe in production, like editors, lighting, anybody. If you're involved in any facet of it, or wish to be, like this could be a really, really great place for you to do that because Nouns has funded these types of projects before.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, should continue to fund them. These
Well,
this
that's what
content lives forever.
I mean, that's what I was gonna say. Like, even the movies about crypto and NFTs, I don't think were funded by NFTs. Maybe somebody had some crypto, you know, and did that, but pretty sure they weren't NFT funded, you know. And with one of the films that we'll talk about here in a second, you know, being Noun funded, early, second film ever, first in Europe, I think, to be NFT funded, like,
Yeah.
big deal. And we'll talk about other Noun funded stuff, and you know, our film is ultimately going to be funded by Nouns, and so
Yes.
Nouns is kind of not kind of, but Nouns is probably, you know, has probably funded more things already than I would say any other NFT or crypto project that I'm personally aware of. I mean, I'm usually wrong, but
Well, and it seems like a natural way for the DAO to sort of lean into as this
Yeah.
like production type of company. I mean, look at VaynerMedia. You know, like you have your treasury, and there's like actual things that you could do with it, media wise, that a lot of other projects would not be able to. Like, for example, just like any PFP project that launches, they probably wouldn't want to spend a majority of their budget on some type of movie or something. But Nouns really has that ability, and I believe it attracts like top tier people. And so I hope that
Yeah.
as we continue to talk about these types of projects that Nouns do fund, that more top tier people will come in. And if you don't even think of yourself as top tier, like don't sell yourself short. I mean, top tier in the sense of undiscovered talent. So undiscovered talent is also top tier for me. We do have some videos that we want to show you guys and go over. It is things that have already been funded by Nouns. You've seen maybe some of these before, maybe you haven't seen any of them or know about them, but we will go to a little bit more of like this Tribeca Film Fest style screen with just me and Sheffa off on the side, and then these videos that we can sit here and watch together. But we really want to see you guys, or we want you guys to see the value of this content that Nouns is creating and the different types. So I think the important thing to show here is all the different types of media, interviews, songs, like fun music videos, like hype videos,
You see
trailers for movies that are like really serious,
videos,
documentaries.
videos for like contests and
Yep,
prop house rounds and stuff like that.
exactly. There's just the sky's the limit for you guys. But before we do that, today's beverage sponsor is Coca-Cola.
No, it's not.
It is.
Today's beverage sponsor is water, folks.
For me, if I'm not drinking water, I'm drinking a Coke. Or I'm wearing my Bud Light noggles that you can see behind me. Shout out Bud Light, as always. And shout out Public Good IPA. I did see some really cool previews of some little fun GIF ad things
There's
that JP was
also,
putting together, so can't wait to see that.
Noun Burger, our friend 87 Bones, is has a prop for, oh gosh, I don't know the names of them. It's like little sodas or something.
Little Bevs.
Little Bevs.
Little Bevs. I saw that today. Little Bevs. Little beverages from the Littles. It's like these little half beers. Freaking genius. Cannot wait to see that.
Are they beers or are they
They're beers. They're ales. Golden ales.
Okay.
Pale ales. Sorry.
Wonderful.
A little halfy pale ale thing. They're super cute and they have the noggles on them.
Well, hopefully there's
So
a
smart.
couple left by the time we get down there.
Yeah, exactly. I need some little bevs. That is for sure. Okay, let's go to our first piece of content. This is
What you got up, Toshi?
Caladita by Miguel. Miguel, we met at Bitcoin Pizza Day in Cannes. He was also talking and networking at Cannes for this film. It is the first official NFT-funded film in Europe. It was funded by Nouns. It was one of the original props. I want to say it's either Prop 53 or Prop 54. My bad. I feel like it's 54.
I'll look.
Caladita. Let's go ahead and watch this trailer and see what this thing's all about.
Prop 53.
Claro, pero porque a ti te gustan carnosas como ella, claro.
Que le cae entera.
No, y encima tiene pinta de gustarle. Dejad propina, que no se lo ha currado y encima nos ha aguantado toda la noche, venga.
¿Qué dices, tío? Claro que sí, tío.
Hombre, claro.
Qué vergüenza.
Beautiful.
Como que qué vergüenza, no me seas rata que te vas a gastar mucho más dinero en copas esta noche de lo que gana en un mes, venga.
Bueno, al menos recogemos todo esto un poquito,
¿Qué
¿no?
dices? Ya lo hará la Panchita. Hombre, pues claro que lo hace ella, y calladita. Joder, para algo le dejamos propina, no te jodas. Este es el que va a conducir.
Yeah, so I think it explores the life of this, cleaner, and it's already, obviously we saw her being objectified by the men inside of that house. I'm really excited to see this film. I know that they are currently, I think, like at the very end of the edit phase. We are excited to continue to follow this story. Go ahead. Let me find this actual Twitter while we're here.
No, it's interesting. I can't wait to see it. I know that they just recorded the
Here we
score.
go. This is the Twitter for you guys to follow the film.
They recorded with the orchestra, I believe, last week or the week before.
Oh, nice. Oh, so Caladita Film. I really want to make sure I can show you guys Twitter like handles for these things. I think it's very important. Let's see if we could do that. Yeah, there we go. Because even last night for this is not financial advice, like while we're sitting in the theater, I was like, I'm going to tweet them and like found their Twitter. They had like 83 followers, you guys. And they had Pro the Doge, like huge influencer in their movie. So if you have a movie or any media, please make sure people are following your accounts. It's important. You never know who's going to be watching these things. So Caladita Film. Make sure you guys are watching that. End of editing right now. Can't wait to see that.
Can't wait.
So they were, the first I saw movie within Nouns. Of course, we have the Stupid Buddy documentary that comes next is Prop 74, but I'm going to save them till the end for a specific reason. And it's because we were really involved in that. And I think it kind of like helped, like, it's going to help tell the story more to you guys to make you understand, to just keep that to the end. So another type of media that Nouns has funded is, why does this look so blurry? Is Noun-ish. You know, this is not the video that I wanted to pick. Let me pick how I got funded. Let's do that. Okay, so is Noun-ish. Noun-ish is a media creative studio in Melbourne, Australia, that has completely converted itself, its 10-person crew into a Nouns studio, Noun-ish. And so they do a lot of Nouns content. We see a lot of awesome videos coming out about different builders in the ecosystem. I was fortunate enough to be interviewed for one of those videos. But here's a great video. This one's a little bit longer, actually. Let me see. Whenever I like talk about this, I always show people this video. Let's see, how does Nouns work? That's great.
Yeah.
Where'd that go? Here we go. They do great explainer videos. But that video we just had of like how I got funded, I always show to people a QR code that links them to that video. I think it's a great story, and it's behind Becco and how she got funding. And then it kind of talks about how the process goes down. But here's a more specific piece about how Nouns works.
This is a noun. In fact, this is noun number 1. It was put up for auction and sold for 613 ether. Every day that passes, a new noun is born and auctioned off to the highest bidder. 100% of the money goes straight into the communal treasury. Each noun owner has a say as to how this money should be spent, with one noun NFT equaling one vote. This hive mind approach to decision making makes nouns a DAO, the NounsDAO. Ideas, or proposals, are pitched to the NounsDAO by people from around the world, and the noun owners vote for or against a proposal. If an idea
So
being
cute, the
proposed gets
puppets.
enough for votes, money from the Treasury is then automatically sent to the person who submitted this proposal. And so if we look at the bigger picture idea here, if the Nouns brand value grows with all these cool things they do, then the value of Nouns NFTs will increase, and so will the size of the Treasury. Then, this even greater pool of money can be used to do even more positive and exciting things in the world, which gets Nouns even more positive attention, which further increases the NFT value, which means even more money, which means more cool stuff, and so it goes on and on and on. This idea is what the community calls the Nouns virtuous cycle. Anybody in the world with a good idea can be part of the Nouns experiment, and this will continue forever.
Yeah, so they obviously make like very high quality content and explainers, and have this whole style about them. I always know when I'm watching a Nounish video. So they are another example of a whole media company kind of converting over and becoming Nounish. So I thought that was good to show.
They have a pretty great name, don't it?
Yes, and then most recently, we all saw that there was a Enter the Nouniverse competition. So Enter the Nouniverse was an opportunity for people to submit a film on YouTube that sort of touched base on or talked to people about nouns and introduce them to NounsDAO. And all you had to do was tag Enter the Nouniverse and then receive at least 2,000 organic views. And then from that, you could have been picked by this like selection committee for the Enter the Nouniverse contest. And then 4 people won $50,000 each. We did on our live stream every single submission, even if they hadn't made the 2,000 view cut yet, because we wanted to help encourage those views. It's actually still the top playlist on my YouTube channel right now. If you go there, you can see all the Enter the Nouniverse contest entries, but we will be just kind of going through and showing you the 4 that won, just as an example to you guys of something that was voted on and voted for this style of media. They're all very different from each other. This was the number 1 funded, Mr. Seeks.
I love this one.
Hey, Excel spreadsheet guy. No, I'm in your screen. Yeah. Want to get out of this cubicle sweatshop? Put them on. Trust me. Welcome to the Nouniverse. Wow, that was so dramatic. But all the people here have found out how to do what they love with their ideas funded by NounsDAO. And without sounding like a
tech visionary expert,
the possibilities are endless. This guy funded his own skate brand. She powered a cleanup of her entire city. And this guy, let's not worry about this guy. Yeah, he's put steroids in his funding. We need to look into this. But the point is, you can create anything here. Nouns is an open source brand with $50 million in their treasury. There's plenty to go around for anyone from anywhere. So come on, let's finally fund that dinosaur taco holder range you've been thinking about. Woo! Okay, yeah, let's go. Have you got Twitter? Let's get Twitter. Let's get you on Twitter.
So good. Such a great video.
There's the cameo at the end.
Wow. That is good. That is good. Let me get rid of these guys. Okay, I love that. Mr. Zeeks is so funny, and I can't wait, and hopefully we get to meet him when we go down to Melbourne and Sydney and Australia at the end of the year. I'm really looking forward to that, and seeing all the crew there. Really funny, you guys. Like I'm feeling like there is this like next wave of creators about to come in through Nouns because of people who are really leading the way. So look through the Noggle is another one that won $50,000.
Nice.
Hey, let's make it nounish. Got an idea that's really great, but don't have enough ether? Well, we've got the cash. NounsDAO can fund your hash. From frogs to whiskey, we've seen it all. So come on, we'll have a ball.
I love this one.
What a funny name.
The soundtrack's awesome.
Ideas, that is our game. And I want you to know, without a doubt, novels are what it's all about. So if you've got a genius plan in mind, sports, art, or food, don't get left behind. Just pitch your prop to Nouns, they'll lend a hand. And don't forget your noggles, that's the brand. Nouns, nouns, what a funny name. Funny all ideas, that is our game. And I want you to know, without a doubt, noggles are what it's all about.
It's so cool too because I feel like we've seen from the last 3 videos, so from Nounish, Mr. Seeks, and from what is this, Breakout Nouns, they all were explaining what Nouns is and so differently from each other. It's just so cool to see. Like everyone's gonna have their own unique style, like us included, and I just really love getting to witness that.
Yeah, that's the amazing magic of open source.
Yeah, because even this one goes in a little bit more depth.
CC0.
This is Sam. So excited that Sam won this contest. It's a little bit of a longer video, but I think it's worth seeing because you'll see how it wasn't exactly like a 1.5 minute talk up just about nouns. It was about how important nouns is with CC0, but I'm going to let her explain that to you guys.
CCO, isn't that a 0? We don't talk about that. The greatest invention known to the digital age. CCO stands for No Rights Reserved. When you go on the internet and you try to use any sort of content, usually there's a license associated with it that restricts its use. And usually for full use, you have to pay a certain amount upfront for that commercial use license. And these rules were created by the Creative Commons nonprofit organization. And these copyright licenses are meant to protect creators and create a sustainable future of ownership in the digital age. However, within this complex web of copyright laws, there exists a very, very special categorization that allows the complete free use of a work. And that's where we come in. CCO, or No Rights Reserved, completely waive any copyright regarding the work, meaning you're free to use it in any project, you're free to build upon it, and there are no restrictions on commercial use. And a lot of
These
the
lessons are so
manufacturers of the
important for
internet
people.
have decided to release their works under this license so that you can benefit from it and make your awesome game idea or vision come to life. For the love of the game dev gods, do not start with an MMORPG. So I'm going to show you some CCO assets that you can use freely within your game, and all of these will be available in the description. Starting off with
Nice.
Penny's game assets. So I met Kenny personally at Unite 2022, and he's an awesome dude who publishes a ton of free.
I actually love this
2D
one. I want to
and
kind of
3D
mess around with
assets,
this.
Completely CCO. You got 2D tiles, isometric packs, models,
Cool.
UI textures, sound effects, and he even made software called Asset Forge and Kenny Shape, where you can even create your own models really easily. I feel like I'm cheating. Oh wow, that was easy. Next up,
Dude,
we
it's so
have
cool.
Nouns. Now this is an interesting community-run experiment, and it features cute pixel characters where all of the assets and the projects coming out of this group are copyright free. And
Shout
I
out Coral
recently used
Orca.
their 3D Nouns characters, which you can get at 3dnouns.com, in my Crazy Driver game. And because they already had
Wow.
an
I mean, it
existing
really
community,
is
I was able
true.
to
It saves
immediately
someone a lot of
leverage their
work, you
community
know,
Yes.
and they get all
feedback
this
and
cool
players
stuff.
straight away. They also have a sound playground where you can create CCO
Incredible.
sounds using generated tunes.
Shout
at
out Noun Sounds.
Let's go.
NounsDAO.wtf, along with an existing library of sounds. But it doesn't stop there. If you thought this video was only going to be about CCO assets, then you were wrong. Mostly. Because this group also helps fund projects if you submit a good proposal and get approved. They have a $50 million treasury, and they recently funded an animated sprite sheet and asset assembler for $37,000 Roonies. Wow, that's a lot. So if you have a good idea and have what it takes, go check out their assets and their site so you can potentially also get funding in
Great.
your project. Next, we have Polyhaven, which is a public
That was a
3D
great bit on
asset
Nouns.
library
Yeah.
with hundreds of textures, models, and high-resolution HDRIs for lighting. And they are
I like
all
that it
free
was
of
in like
use.
the
Next
middle
up, we
of
have
the
pinnacle of
of you know all the
user-generated
other
content from the
companies and
internet,
stuff. It kind of
OpenGameArt and itch.io. In
if,
OpenGameArt,
like anybody
users
who's
can
gonna
upload
like
2D,
stay that
3D
long is
textures,
really
sound effects.
listening. You
However,
know,
when searching
Oh,
for
totally.
assets, you want to be sure to select the CCO filter to ensure you are browsing for copyright-free content, because some licenses can be different on that site, as well as on itch.io, where you must select the CCO filter, and when you click on an asset, you can scroll down to more information, use a
Cool.
license
Yeah, that's
type, and you can
interesting.
click on that license to view other assets
smart
under the same license.
CCO
You'll
as
wanna
like a
look for
tag.
something
Mhm.
called Commons 0 V1
Wow.
Universal. Last but not least, we have now AI generated assets, which are currently considered CCO, but as always, just be careful and check
AI.
the licenses as usual and be up to date. I personally created a site called Pixela.ai, shameless plug, where you can browse and upload different seamless textures generated with Stable Diffusion to use in your game. There are also
Cool,
others like
dude.
Scenario GG and Leonardo.ai, which is a newer platform for AI game artist tooling. Pixabay.com offers a wide range of free stock
I've used
photos,
Pixabay for
vectors,
years.
and illustrations under
Cool.
CCO. Pexels.com also provides free stock photos and videos. Poly.pizza has a collection of low poly models. Be sure to check the license on each, and this goes along with everything I'm saying. Check the license! Freesound.org lets you browse user-generated audio clips. Be sure to select the CCO license filter. And Defont.com has a ton of free
Use
public
them
domain
too.
Yeah, I
fonts
like
for
Defont.
usage, which I always go there to get my fonts. Links
Ghost
for all of
meat.
these sites will be in the description. See you on the next one.
Okay, the reason that one is so freaking cool is because exactly how you said, Sheffo, Nouns was right in the middle,
Yeah.
but it makes it like if all those other companies and stuff are substantial to the gaming world, then it means Nouns is too.
It legitimizes it without like just making it of the whole video about it. Like
Yep. And then
there's
she only
a lot
pushed-
of reasons for people to watch that video that are even beyond, you know, learning about a DAO.
She also put a plug in for something she's created, which I thought was super smart as well. But overall, like that was like for me, like the meatiest of the 4 videos that had one. And it's such a great way to not only to integrate Nouns into the video game world, but to really solidify its place in the world of CC0 and really pioneering that in the NFT world. Okay, this one is hilarious.
Birth of today's noun.
The noun.
No, what?
I
Huh?
had to turn the
Do we
volume
know
down.
what
This she started
traits the
screaming.
community wants for this one?
It looks like they'll get a chance to vote in a few minutes at FOMOnouns.wtf.
Oh, that sounds perfect.
This
Let's
one's
make sure
wild.
everything is set up for a smooth birth.
All right, folks, it's time to choose the specific noun that will become today's NFT. Here are the candidates. And the winner is
I like
Lightning Head.
the colors.
Oh my god, that's the noun today as well.
Congratulations to everyone who voted for today's noun. All right, it looks like we have a winner. Let's get this baby minted and ready for auction.
What is going on? Who's auctioning my baby?
Okay, it's time to push. Push. Push it. Push it real good. Push. Almost there.
It's here! Our new noun has arrived!
Perfect. Now let's get it auctioned off to the highest bidder.
You can't take my baby!
And we have a bidding war going on for this beautiful noun NFT. Who will be the lucky owner?
Like,
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 you, sir, you, sir, you, ma'am, you, sir, you, ma'am, you. Going once, going twice, and the winner is Mr. Crypto Billionaire. Congratulations on your new acquisition.
Another successful NFT birth. It's always such a joy to see these little guys find a new home.
Indeed. And who knows what traits the community will choose for tomorrow's NFT? It's always an exciting surprise. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow at FOMOnouns.wtf.
Cool. I would send people to a different site now. I'm just going to go back to us too. It's a different site now. I don't know if FOMOnouns.wtf is working. I would go to nounoclock.app or Nomo Nouns, Nomo.wtf. I think Nomo Nouns. Let me triple check that.
Yeah, double check.
And the reason I would do that is because there is a group of people within Nouns that help choose Nomo Nouns. The next noun every single day. Exactly what was being explained in that video.
Well, everybody can choose. Gets to be a part of it, right? Like
yes. But if you are in this group, you will be doing it live. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not Nomo Nouns.wtf. My bad. Nomo.wtf.
Nice, there you go.
NOMO.wtf. You will see the live auction happening. You can chat in there. It's really fun. And you can be a part of choosing the Nomo noun of the day, which is a collection of nouns that didn't get picked during the auction. And one of them gets saved. And that goes to the Noun Square team for running their daily show at the auction. So I just wanted to bring it back right here. Wrong one. Yes. The air horn. Chef is learning the soundboard.
there we go. That's for the Noun Square team right there.
Yes, top of the hour here. It is 6 p.m. where we are in Tribeca, New York. Welcome back to Nouns on the Air with Obtoshi and Sheffo. We are having a special episode today, or episode 26, where we have been highlighting media, films, animations that have come out of NounsDAO as a sort of way to introduce that type and style of art to you guys, to see if you guys have any creative projects that you would like to participate with, and for you to learn a little bit more about nouns from the movie side of things. We are attending Tribeca Film Fest movie premieres to be able to see the types of things that are here. We did discuss a couple of crypto-based movies that are here. This is not financial advice, and Minted. We were able to see This Is Not Financial Advice, which featured Pro the Doge, a famous influencer on Twitter right now. And overall, we know that there is now a place for these types of films and documentaries in these film fests, especially since it's being mainly sponsored by OKX. So with an NFT pass at any event, you know that NFTs are well on their way to becoming like a main part of them, I think. So
Yeah.
with everything going on,
It's
and
such a good sign. It really
it's
is.
such a good sign.
It's such a good sign. And like, it also just is always good to have, because OKX is like, I believe it's an exchange. I'll have to look more at that, but like, you know, it's good to have not only NFTs be associated with art, but crypto as well can be associated with art. And I do think that there's lots of reasons why that's going to be a good thing to really promote art with this
Yep.
new technology. So it is really great to see. I'm sure it was not a cheap sponsorship. You know, their branding is everywhere. It's literally on everything.
Mhm.
It's on the screen. They made a really great video. Like they're it's like an ad. Like,
Yeah, I was trying to find that earlier. I couldn't find
it's
it.
really, really high end, super good. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, and so we're here for that. We're here with Nouns to kind of show that Nouns does have a place at these types of festivals. And it's cool to sort of go through and watch these other media projects and films and trailers for these films that have come through Nouns. I think it's super important for you guys to see. I won't do it to you guys again, but yesterday we did live stream all of the Nouns shorts that were featured in the premiere that had happened earlier this week. And so I'll see if I can go ahead and clip that for everybody so you guys can have an opportunity to see that. But I would just go into yesterday's episode 25, and I would scan through until you see us getting to that point where we're watching those videos. But we had some great content submitted for that contest that was also judged and voted on Prop House. So the last 4 videos we watched with Enter the Nouniverse, where the winners won $50,000, that came through a Prop House vote.
Mm-hmm.
So very cool to see that Prop House is also being utilized as like this voting mechanism for these things.
I was checking Prop House to see if there was any open rounds, but
there is not a current open round for Nouns right now.
Yeah.
But I do know that Food Nouns is in its voting.
We are.
So that's something that's happening. And maybe we're going to see a new Prop House round come up soon for you guys.
Yep.
We always want to let you know when a Prop House is open, so you guys have an opportunity to enter Nouns in the same way that both of us did. So
I just love Prop House. It's really great.
I do
and
too.
all the commenting people are commenting.
Let's show people Prop House.
Absolutely. Wylan, shout out Wylan for being a really good community member and commenting here. This is like just the way to do it. Really important for people to share their voices and make people feel seen within the ecosystem. So
Prop House,
Amazing.
prop.house is the website, prop.house. You're going to go ahead and go through here, and the best thing that you could do is sort of click on things to find out who has an open round. Nouns being like the very first box there. That is the first one you should always check. There's not an open round right now, but they just ended one, and one person won 2.5 ETH for their creative project. 33 proposals were submitted at that time, but
there's a Nouns Japan round opening in 4 days.
okay.
And
Here we go.
I'm going to translate it.
Let's go. That sounds awesome. Nouns Japan. We will be there actually in a couple of weeks, so we're really
Yeah.
excited about that.
Yes, so that would be cool to know what this round is doing.
Ooh, Builder. Infinite Dev round.
Oh, cool.
Very cool. That is proposing right now, you guys. Builder Food Nouns is in voting.
So it looks like Nouns Japan, if I'm reading the translation, basically it's like an open round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that contributes to NounsDAO Japan.
Very cool. I did have my 2 rounds that I did for Nouns on the Ground. One for NFT Paris, the other for ETH Denver. I'm excited to reopen this again, and I'm going to figure out the best event that we can do that at. But I really wanted to make sure that you guys, just how we always do, know not only about nouns.wtf, where you can see the live auction and on-chain proposals happening within the DAO, but also prop.house, which is a DAO-funded public infrastructure that helps other communities distribute funding through different types of votes. So awesome for Prop House. We love them, and we love other things that have been voted on chain. So we'll get right back to the film stuff that we're looking at. More recently, a proposal was passed for Atrium to do the first ever Nouns animated movie. But this is one of the like sort of teaser little looks at inside of a character story that they were able to like kind of post on their proposal when they were going through to show us what they got animation wise. So it's really cute.
Yes, this is really great.
It's a little blurry. I don't know.
It's just the buffering.
I hate that. Give me that 1080. Oh, here we go. Yeah, let's start that over. Oh my God. Wow.
There you go, Toshi.
I think we saw like a Nouns short that featured the same type of art as well.
I think you're right. So good.
So good. We definitely saw a short that had them, and a short, maybe 2 of them from them. But this is the official trailer for the Nouns, a movie official teaser trailer. They just announced the title of this movie the other day.
Didn't they announce the date as well?
I I'm gonna check, but this is the
I
the
swear,
trailer.
I think 4-1 posted about it. There's a date, I think.
So cool. I love the whole vibe of this. Wow. Dude, that thing's gonna be sick. Wait, I'm gonna definitely, while
cool.
we're sitting
I
here,
like the color scheme.
look up what that was called because the movie has a name now.
Yes.
Atrium.
I can't remember the name of it. You're right. It has like it's a fun name.
The Rise of, I want to say Blues or
Yeah.
Blus. Nouns a movie. Here, let me pull up the Twitter.
Yep.
Let's see. Nouns a movie.
I like that they did a creative name, you know, and
I'm following them. I love this. Let me go here.
because it seems like they're driving right into
Nouns a movie, guys.
the character.
At Nouns movie. At Nouns movie. The Rise of Blues or Blus, a Nouns movie. Look how cool that looks. It's like this like fairy dream castle
Yeah.
fantasy.
Yeah.
Like, which I know like from their shorts, like they had the kid being like, what is he seeing as the noun? And then the chair flips around and he's like launched into the nouniverse, and it's gonna probably look like this. And so I'm curious to see what types of nouns he interacts with and stuff too. I think it's gonna be really, really cool.
Mm.
Okay.
Amazing.
So amazing. Atrium. Nouns, a movie. I think this is the first official animated feature film funded by Nouns.
Hmm.
Very cool. Okay. I was going to say, okay, this is where we have left the best for last, in my opinion. I'm just going to explain this to you guys really quick. So Prop 74 is Stupid Buddy Studios. They're behind Robot Chicken, their whole team. They did a proposal to do a Nouns Rose Parade float. The Rose Parade is this famous parade in Pasadena, California, very close to Los Angeles. And it happens every single year on New Year's. And the Rose Bowl football game happens as well, like right afterwards. So it's a huge deal in that community. They wanted to put a float in, and then they wanted to make a movie about it. So it's the first documentary funded by Nouns. It is in post-production right now. It's being edited. And then through a series of circumstances, Nouns on the Ground became heavily involved with this and with the parade in general. So Nouns on the Ground, Sheffo and I and a couple of other people went out to Pasadena, California for this parade and participated in the entire event. We helped nounify everything, and it just became kind of a big deal because through this, like, you know, they were filming a lot, and I kind of like am now in this documentary. So I'm really, really, really freaking excited about that, and like have no idea what it could possibly look like. And I'm just can't wait to see everything that's going down with the documentary. Like I said, they are editing it right now. Before the end of the year, I think we're going to be able to see this thing. So I'm really excited about the Nouns documentary coming out. I'm not quite sure. The working title when we first met them was actually Nouns Around Town. And we had met at the Dustin Yellen art party that he was doing, because Dustin Yellen is this famous artist, this sculpture artist, and he's created a Nouns art piece that was also funded by NounsDAO. His studio's here in Brooklyn, New York, and we went there and met Eric Tanner and them because I was like, hi, I'm Nouns on the Ground. And they're like, oh, we're Nouns Around Town. That was like a amazing, hilarious first way to meet each other.
That's amazing.
And it's just magic and just insane stuff from there. But here's actual footage from the Noun Square. So I wanted to highlight the Noun Square's YouTube channel. They have a lot of media content on there. House of Nouns is on there and does these weekly videos about all the props that are coming up, where he dives into every single prop, which is really cool. There's the live Twitter spaces that they sometimes put videos out on over there. It can connect you to the Noun Square TikTok, which is like blowing up because of Nikki, who's like running the account. The Noun Square has awesome media outlets. And so the Noun Square, their YouTube channel, they're actually linked to my YouTube as well as one of my preferred channels. So go on my channel page and find the Noun Square. This video is from them, but the reason I want to show you guys this specifically is because when we were traveling around, people hadn't heard about this. And like for a while, like this was the biggest deal in Nouns, this parade. It is the thing I was really bringing up and had to get through before I put this proposal up for On the Ground 2023. So it was the final event that we did before my most recent proposal. It was a massive deal. I feel like everybody in the DAO was talking about it all the time. And so to hear that some people hadn't even heard about this event yet was like crazy to me. So here is like basically the footage that happened on the day of, including this whole bit that happened on the news. But it's going to show you guys how huge of an event this was and what a huge deal it was that Nouns was a part of it. Cool. I'm excited to see this.
And I can't wait, Kathleen. That's going to be a fantastic float. We all know what a
The
noun
news.
is, a person, place, or thing, but do you know about these nouns? Take a look at this.
That's me.
They're going to be walking alongside the NounsDAO float this morning, and they represent NFTs, non-fungible tokens. It's all brought to you by Seth Green and the folks at Stupid Buddy Studios. Here's a bit more.
Well, I spent over 30 years acting and stumbled into making Robot Chicken and found myself as a animated television producer.
Your word is Hanukkah.
Please use it in a sentence.
I'm too stupid to spell Hanukkah, said the boy before he lost the spelling bee.
Stupid Buddy Studios is a creative collective that was started by 4 artists with the goal of producing the kind of content that we want to see and also empowering artists to create the kind of things that we believe should exist. One of the things that we think is most
How cool with the
important
noggles.
here is teamwork. And when you're talking about that, I want to introduce you to one of my most important teammates.
Nice.
This is Eric Towner.
Hey, Eric.
Aw.
Chris, nice to meet you, man. You too. What's it like working with this guy? That's all right. Fine.
I think because we're not trying to be DreamWorks, because we're not trying to be Universal or any of their owners, we're not trying to be Discovery. We're just trying to make stuff, which has been our premise all along. We love to make stuff whatever shape it takes. This is fantastic, though.
So like I was saying, Seth is a very talented man. He's got a project called Nouns that we're all going to tell you about. Seth,
Wow.
simply put, what is Nouns?
Well, Nouns is essentially a digital collectible, and all of the proceeds generated from the collectors
Such a big deal.
are put in a public pool that the collectors determine the use of. So it can be put towards something as civic-minded as a neighborhood
He
cleanup
explains it
project,
well.
or something as sensational and promotional as a Rose Parade float. Well, so the premise of the Nouns is that they are nouns.
Right.
It's as simple as that. So this is a unicorn. This is a camcorder. You can see this wearable is complicated. It's got its own GoPro inside, and this beautiful screen that will have super clean. That's obviously a skull. You know, nothing to be scared of. Those are inside every human being. That's the potential of community building within NFT, is that you have all these people who are very, very early with their passionate love of something, trying to acolyte this idea to mass pop. There's no better way to do that than at the Rose Parade. So getting to make a float, getting to show this community all this effort, all this passion, and have this kind of national forum to share it with people, oh my gosh, it's irresistible. I just find this whole thing very funny. There's something about like highly dramatic information being conveyed with something so simple. You know, like something as rudimentary as this. It's like, listen, when you meet the queen, the most important thing is that you don't make eye contact, you know?
Yeah.
But we're gonna get all of the silverware, place settings, everything's gonna be great. Are you concerned? I'm not concerned. I'm a little bit
He's
anxious.
hilarious.
Just putting it out there.
Yeah.
Some people are fans of this because they just like collecting stuff. Some people are fans because they like the friendships that are born out of the coexistence of mutual fandom. And then you've got creators like me who are seeing this as a way to immediately seed the existence of a new intellectual idea, a new story, a new character, a brand new icon that already has 10,000 fans. and we are collaboratively telling the story of this thing. That's what I think is so cool. That's the opportunity.
Wow.
Oh, Chris, you're not the only one with some fancy glasses. Check me out. That's right. I guess.
Here's
How
the new
cool is
one
that?
for us. Colorful. We love the dancers. Now, Mark, most of the time a noun is what? Person, place, or thing. Yeah. Well, forget about that. This year, they're also a Rose Parade float. Let's meet the nouns, brought to us by Stupid Buddy Studios in partnership.
The music was
with
so good when we
NounsDAO.
turned the corner, dude.
First, a definition
Amazing.
for you. A noun in this case is
So
an
good.
online piece of collectible digital art that's auctioned off to
So we had
competing
gotten
bidders.
and hired
the
everybody that was dancing
proceeds
around the
from those
float.
auctions go right back into the community. The participants in the community then decide as a group what they want to do with it. And this year, we're very happy they made the decision to have this gorgeous float in our Rose Parade.
Now,
Yay!
that said, this one consists of, as you said, nouns. Featured are a blue status shark, a split pea pickle, and a cone eating a popsicle. They're all covered in red and orange carnations and light lettuce seed, and they're cavorting on a landscape created of yellow mums, hot pink and peach carnations, and silver leaf. And those outwalkers that you see, the people who are not riding on the float, are also nouns.
They're also nouns.
They're
of course.
nouns. Yes, there they are.
I think outwalkers
That's
is more unique
Josh!
to our parade. Am I right?
It could be. I mean, I thought I knew what a noun was up to now, so I guess I'm learning a lot today.
That's so good.
Look at this. And it's
So
just
good.
One day into 2023, and I'm picking up all sorts of knowledge.
Happy 2023, everybody.
Wow.
Lisa Gibbons here along with my buddy Mark Steinis on a beautiful day in Southern
It was
California.
so fun to follow
Yes,
Josh
we know
around
it's
that
cold,
day.
very cold throughout the rest of the country, but
There's me.
here we are. It is chilly here for us, but regardless, we hope the sights and sounds today warm your family, snuggle up and enjoy.
It was cold and then it like warmed up. It
Yeah.
was crazy weather. But it didn't rain.
Coming your way still, so
Remember that? And we weren't sure if it was going to rain.
Another, oh yeah, cool.
Oh, snap. We're in the right of the cameras.
Yeah, these are like different views people had.
Oh, snaps. There we go.
Cool.
Yeah, this is random people filming who like know about NFTs.
NFTs or something. Oh, yeah.
It was mayhem. It was so much fun. It was so loud. Too much fun, man. Too much fun.
Got a little bit out. Hey, that was a really dope one, man.
Cool.
Oh, so cool. So,
I love
Stupid Buddy Studios, what a great intro to who they are. If you guys have never met them, GM chat, by the way, I see a new person joining us today. Hi, Mikey. That's Stupid Buddy Studios. It's so incredible. They are so legit. They also helped throw the premiere for Nouns shorts earlier this week. So they are around and still very heavily involved with Nouns while this documentary gets finished being edited. So
Who knows what
we
else
were
they have
obviously
up
like
their
a huge
sleeve.
part of that. I did want to give you guys a little bit more of an inside look. What do you think, Sheffo?
Yeah.
We could show.
Got time?
We have tons of time.
Yeah.
I really want to show you guys. So this isn't a video that we cut. Now, keep in mind, this was before we were funded for this newer crop and funded for like newer equipment and stuff. This is shot like, on a much lesser equipment than what we did, but it still tells like this really amazing, great story of about like turning the corner. So our experience with the parade, because I was like helping manage these people that were there. But I think it would be a great watch for anybody who kind of hasn't seen this yet or doesn't really know or is just learning about this parade for the first time.
Talk to me, Tish.
It's a real behind the scenes situation.
I love it.
Okay, first thing in the morning we did it. We're meeting with the brand ambassadors right now. The Winnebago's on its way. People are lined up. crazy. I need coffee.
Good morning.
Had
Pom band? A pom band?
Yeah, we just have to figure out what to do with the car.
Okay,
I do really like this.
Morning, Neil. Morning.
That's the director of the documentary, Eric Towner.
It was a beautiful sunrise that morning. Like right around here, the sun started coming up.
Chris Waters.
We didn't take gold, man. We're gonna win for best showmanship. That's my prediction. We're gonna blow everyone away, and they're gonna retroactively give us an award in 1.5 hours as the parade starts. And we can't find the float. We walked like all the way down that way, so I think we should have walked maybe up the parade route.
Yeah, it was
Have we
actually like
seen Kyle?
one of the earlier floats. It's in the first 10 floats.
Josh, how'd you?
You should buy some. They're unisex. They're like Converse. They're really nice.
Let's see. I think we could do the meeting. You guys ready to have like a quick?
I
was mic'd up with this
and
with the doc. The Noggles, but I personally think I have to be up at the thing in 20 minutes. I'm gonna text Chris. Oh no, I had to run.
A little bit of a jog.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to send you a different address to come to, but
The last,
like, you guys don't have a lot of
the last brand ambassadors. I was kind of like a little salty with them because they have been so late. They were like 2 hours late. They were a little late.
There are 2 people. But they were great in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so we are about 6 blocks away from where we want to be. So everyone, we should definitely make sure we have all this stuff with us. Okay. Oh my God, this is so crazy watching this. I cannot imagine what the doc's gonna be like.
Mm-hmm.
Scared. Like 5 minutes. Shit. I was so stressed out, you guys. There was so much going on. Oh. Josh is jargon.
That thing was hilarious. There's the sunrise. It was crazy. It went from dark and like calm to all of a
So
sudden
hot.
just. Well, it wasn't hot at this point yet, but it mayhem. Like once the sun came up, then there was already just thousands of people there.
He's like, I don't want any. We had to run over here to this thing. So turning the corner, like this parade route corner, it was like the main part of this parade. Josh. The little skater kids, they were so
They were
freaking
so
cute.
cool.
From Tony Hawk Pro Skater Foundation. Or I guess that's just the Tony Hawk Foundation, not the Pro Skater Foundation.
It was a really nice day.
There's an entire movie being made about this right now, you guys.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of work that went into like getting the float done is staggering as well. I'm sure that the documentary will capture all of that. I mean, those are literally like lentils
Yeah, that was
glued
so cool.
to the outside. Shout out Prof Werder. Watercolor nouns.
Oh, that's cool. You hear them saying Stupid Buddy Studios.
I like
And the Nouns.
walking by like a state. I don't think
That's
I.
Goldie. That's Noun-ish. Noun-ish was on the ground that day.
I don't think I had ever personally walked by like stands with that many people in it. That was interesting.
It was massive. And this was just the first part of the parade. It was like 5 freaking miles. It was so far.
This was TV corner, as they say. Really cool stuff. There you go, Abtishi. Drinking your water like a good DJ. I loved the music, man. It was just bumped.
Yeah, super tight Woody. Shout out.
Cause like it's not quiet there, and the music really like was able to cut through all that.
Look at, they all had noggles in the stands. I don't know if you guys could tell, but we gave out noggles to all these people. That was like the big important thing. Like you see noggles all across the road and stuff. It was like this whole main street that had all the film, like television cameras on it and stuff.
I like that shot. It was crazy, keeping everyone kind of close to the float.
Yep.
Everyone was in their own like kind of mindset, but we were all together. Like it was wild. But I think it was just so stimulating.
Yes.
Can you imagine what Carnival is like? Oh my goodness! Shout out Brazil.
Good vibrations. I loved this part. So cool. It was just really cool. What a great experience.
Yeah, it was awesome. I wonder if they'll do it again. We need some Woody tracks for the podcast, Abtishi.
For sure. So cool. Let's freaking go.
Nice.
Dude, like, what a great thing. It was so crazy to watch that again. I hope that if that was your first time sort of even hearing about or getting an inside look into the Rose Parade, you'll know that that's just the beginning. Again, Stupid Buddy Studios was funded by Nouns, Prop 74, to do a full-blown documentary about that entire experience. They are editing it now. What a great way to close out sort of this thing that we've been talking about with Nouns and the films that they funded and the animations and all these things. My mind is definitely reeling with different exciting things that I definitely want to like continue to add to our channel. We have a lot of like of these shorter sort of film stories that we can share with you guys from these different events that we've been through. But our main focus is definitely this doc that we are doing ourselves. It's going to come out significantly later, probably next year in the spring. But it's going to give this perspective. But I really wanted to like show all of you guys the perspectives that are currently being shown in the NounsDAO, so you guys could see all the future potential of what could happen there. And also so you guys could learn about these different creators and go and support them in any way possible. We are here in Tribeca for the Film Fest, and we do have a premiere that we are going to make it to tonight.
Can't wait.
So I want to make sure that we have a nice closeout here. I think that was a fantastic experience that we got to like see all the different types of films and stuff that are here. Sheffo, do you have any input on like how you think, like, other than just presence, do you have any idea of like how Nouns could be present at Tribeca Film Fest or get like sort of recognition here? And do you think like it's something worth like submitting our feature film to?
A couple questions there. So yeah, I mean, yes to all of that. Like, I think Tribeca submission date is in April, so
January to April.
we should probably hit that window. So that's extremely exciting actually to think about.
Yeah.
You know, as far as Nouns sponsoring film festivals, you know, I'm of the belief that Nouns should be sponsoring events as actual sponsors and working through that type of sponsorship system that these events already have set up. I think that each event is unique, you know, and is going to offer all sorts of different types of sponsorships. You know, we saw some really cool like pre-movie shorts essentially and ad clips that were like a little bit different than a traditional ad, but still like literally some of them spoke about how it was playing at Tribeca. And so
Yes.
brands were making content for that pre-roll, and that could be fascinating. You know, you could do that via Prop House, you could do that via on chain. So yes, I mean, I think that, you know, Nouns will have to continue to experiment with where, you know, funds go and where you know, that's best used. And I think that that'll, looking at events and maybe specifically film festivals, that'll just become part of like the overall larger calculation. But yeah, I think it'll be event by event basis, but I do think that film festivals attract really talented people. They attract people who I think, generally speaking, like to communicate, like community, you know, use technology, use like different types of technology as well, whether it's like different types of programs, different types of hardware, different types of platforms, different distribution methods.
Yep.
So, you know, you do kind of get a technologist at a film festival. And you also get like people who are like romantic, you know, the romantics of the world, like the storytellers. Like, that's super gorgeous. And that really does need to be like attracted within the Nouns because of the CC0 ability to tell whatever story you want. You know, the better storytellers we attract, then like the better stories that will come. And so I do think that it was a good chance to kind of see how brands are interfacing with film festivals.
I agree. And I do love the idea of Nouns being a sponsor at some of these film festivals. I think that's a really smart idea of integrating within them. And of course, like as we saw from the Nouns shorts, they obviously have an interest in this. And it's obviously the type of talent that's being attracted to NounsDAO. So a lot to look forward to, as we have seen a lot of those things are in edit or being made right now. So really exciting for everybody involved in Nouns. I can't wait to see all of those films that we're talking about.
We're working on a cool mural video right now from Brazil, and I'm super excited to finish that one. And Optoshi's a great editor, folks. Don't let her trick you. She's a wonderful editor. She's got a great.
I'm not tricking anybody.
She's got a great eye for timing and storytelling, and yeah.
Well, I appreciate that.
I like editing with you a lot.
I like editing with you. We are going to try to probably squeeze a little bit of that in before we go to this next premiere. But as always, if you guys want to learn more about these proposals that we talked about today or these films, go to nouns.wtf/vote. That's where you're going to see a ton of other on-chain proposals, or you can go to prop.house and go to the Nouns round. As always, it has been a pleasure being live with you guys. Nouns on the Air with Optoshi and Shefo. We are live every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Make sure you're subscribed to us so you can turn your notifications on and see every single time that we go live. But in the meantime, another great show today. Thank you guys so much for letting us teach you a little bit more about Nouns and what's happening in the world. More specifically, Tribeca Film Festival.
Oh, yeah.
This time. Thank you, and until tomorrow, have an amazing rest of your day, guys.
I hope everyone enjoyed the new camera view.